believe your father's getting married again. And to Alice, of all people. I still remember the box of cookies he sent the three of us when we were starving together in college.
If I'd known Alice was going to end up being my stepmother, I'd never have shared those cookies with her. I think she wants my inheritance. She's going to take everything I have in this world, and she's sleeping upstairs like an innocent baby.
I'm surprised Alice didn't end up with Trevor. He was always crazy about her.
Trevor could never give her the security that my father will. And after the fire.
Yeah, poor Trevor. He stood by your father, though, through thick and thin.
It's gotten pretty thin around here lately. That's part of why I asked you over for this awful wedding. Your father's been acting a little strange, and I wanted your professional insights.
Strange? How?
He's changed. He's become short-tempered, and sometimes he gets almost animal-like in his behavior.
Kindly old Professor Pressbury?
That was Alice!
Quick, upstairs! Locked!
I heard a scream. What's going on?
It sounded like Alice. I can't get the door open.
Stand back! Alice! Alice, are you all right?
I'm fine, Trevor.
We heard you screaming.
I thought I saw something at the window. You can let go of me now, Trevor.
Something at the window. What, looking in?
Yes. It looked like a gorilla of some sort, but it had Jacob's face.
My father?
I doubt it. Your room is 3 stories up, and there's a storm raging outside.
Well, maybe it was a nightmare, Alice. Brought on by wedding jitters.
I guess, but it sure looked real.
Well, it couldn't have been. Still, I'll have somebody stop by tomorrow and check it out, just to be sure. If there's anything going on, he'll sniff it out.
Well, if my nose is any indicator, I'd say these monkeys are extremely agitated.
I wouldn't blame them. What a mess!
It took a great deal of strength to toss these cages about in such a fashion.
The break-in started 3 weeks ago. 3 extremely rare monkeys have been stolen. Doesn't anyone care that we're trying to keep these creatures from extinction?
I care, and I promise you, I will see to it personally that they are returned to this shelter, where they can be safe.
Thank you. Look at this. The langur they took was one of our rarest specimens, and just when we thought we'd found a mate for him.
I'd like a closer look at...
Watson, are you all right?
Minor damage, easily repaired.
These monkeys seem quite distressed by that sound.
Morning, Holmes. How's your case coming along?
Another monkey has been stolen.
I may have stumbled onto some monkey business of my own. Can you come by and take a look?
It would be my pleasure.
No how these catastrophic events occurred, but one thing is certain. British minds are in the air with this potentially global problem will follow.
This figure you claim to have seen last night, Miss Murphy, you said it looked like a gorilla and had the face of your fiancé.
Yes, although I'm beginning to doubt whether I saw anything at all.
Yes, let us hope so. Still, one must explore all possibilities. One never knows what one will discover. Apparently, our nocturnal visitor is not as careful about his grooming as you are about yours, Miss Murphy. Watson, if you would, please.
I have a match. I say, it's the professor's.
Good morning, my love.
Jacob, you're all right.
Of course I am. Who are your guests?
Friends of Beth's.
Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson, at your service, Professor Presbury. Tell me, how did strands of your hair get caught outside your fiancée's window?
Trevor told me about Alice's nightmare. Now you claim to place my hair outside her window? At my service? At my heels is more like it.
I did not place your hair there, Professor. I found it there.
And here's more hair to add to your collection. See how easy it is to obtain? Perhaps I should yank a handful out of your meddling head for your robot friend to study.
Father! Jacob has a point. You trimmed your father's hair just yesterday. You could have easily gotten some strands to plant outside.
Why would I do that?
I don't know. You've been against this wedding from the start. Maybe it's some stupid attempt to frighten me away.
How could you say that?
Whoa, hold it! All right, I think we should all go downstairs and calm down. Maybe some tea would settle everybody's nerves.
As the professor's assistant, you are familiar with his moods. Have you noticed anything odd about him?
Well, he's been under a lot of stress. We've both been working very hard.
On what?
We're on the verge of making a breakthrough in the study of the adrenal gland. The hours the professor's been keeping, plus his upcoming wedding, have been a real strain on him.
He does not appear to be stressed now.
I know. He's never seemed healthier. But I am worried about him.
In what way?
The professor's been acting kind of strange lately. As you saw upstairs, wild bursts of temper, crazy strength. Look at this. The professor did this after the chef overcooked his steak.
Quite the food critic. And this behavior began...
About 3 weeks ago. I'll bring these to the professor and Alice.
Did you hear what he said about the Professor, Holmes? He started acting strangely 3 weeks ago, the same time the primate shelter break-ins began.
I heard, Watson. Quiet. Here comes the professor now.
As friends of Beth, you're welcome to stay for the wedding. I warn you, however, do not meddle in my affairs, or you will regret it.
I am beginning to suspect that all is not what it seems here.
I've known the professor for years, and he's never acted this way. It's spooky.
The Professor's moods seem extreme and volatile. It follows that Alice's nightmare might have been rooted in concern for his well-being.
Contrary to the Professor's wishes, I do intend to do some meddling and see what I can discover.
I shall accompany you, of course.
No, Watson. Our time is better spent on separate tracks. I wish you and Lestrade to observe the interactions of the family members and note anything which appears untoward.
But Holmes, if there is any danger...
I shall prove more than adequate to the challenge. Let us meet here in 1 hour. Quite a climb to the window, through the brambles and ivy. Brambles. Aha! Oh, too bad the rain destroyed the footprints. But still, I can see that the intruder must have come from this direction. The game is afoot. Whatever you are, I order you to let me go now! Away!
Those are fine. More of the pink ones. Those look good. Make sure there's enough.
deal with you and Edith? You two used to be so tight.
You remember when her mother died? She promised to take care of Jacob forever. Maybe she just can't stand the thought of somebody else taking her place.
I'm just trying to protect him.
Protect him from what? We love each other, Edith. What's wrong with that?
Are you so blinded by love you can't see how he's changed?
I know he's been agitated lately. He says he can't understand why you'd come between him and our happiness.
You just want his money.
You must not think much of your own father if you think all he has to offer is the size of his bank account.
You and I know that's all you really care about. I'm so tired of your lies.
Back, I say!
Holmes, are you all right? I heard the ruckus and came to investigate. What the devil was that thing that attacked you?
That I cannot say. However, I do know what did not attack me.
The stolen monkeys!
Yes, our two cases appear to be intertwined.
Clearly, the professor stole the monkey.
Things are rarely as clear as they seem on the surface, Watson. Would you please scan this cup and tell me what you find?
It contains tea and simian DNA, from monkey hair, no doubt. And I'm detecting a hypnotic drug of some sort. A sleeping pill, perhaps? Maybe the professor's stress is due to a guilty conscience for his crimes, eh, Holmes?
Whatever crimes are being committed, they extend far beyond theft. Say nothing of the stolen monkeys. Ah, Trevor. Pardon me, but have you seen the professor?
No, I can't find him anywhere, and I'm getting worried.
Worried?
Yes. I'm afraid he's been using himself as a test subject on our adrenal gland studies.
Yes, that would fit. The wild rages, the increased strength.
At first I agreed with Alice that what she saw was some kind of hoax staged by Edith to ruin the wedding. Now I'm not so sure.
Yes, I share your concerns, and I agree, something is dreadfully amiss.
The wedding is this afternoon. Where could he be? Sorry. Wrist is acting up again. Excuse me for a second. There we go. Not quite used to being part machine, even after all this time.
If you don't mind me asking, Trevor, how did you become a cyborg?
Oh, I don't mind. Although it's not a happy memory. It was a couple of years ago, just after the professor met Alice. I'd introduced them, actually. There was a fire in the East Wing. Nobody knows how it started, but it spread quickly. I was heading for safety when I heard a scream from the professor's study. The door was blocked, and time was running out. I was badly burned, but I got Alice and the professor safely away. It cost me more than you could ever know, but it was worth it to save Alice.
And the professor.
Of course, and the professor.
A heroic tale. Capital work, Trevor.
It was a long time ago. A lifetime ago.
A painful memory, I'm sure. Thank you for recounting it. Trevor forgot his lubricant applicator. Come, Watson. We have an appointment with Lestrade. So, you suspect Edith of staging last night's visit to frighten Alice off.
She could have planted her father's hair outside the window. She really doesn't want him to marry Alice.
So I've gathered. Watson, could you analyze Trevor's lubricant?
Silicon graphite microbeads suspended in a fluid matrix. I say, quite elegant looking, on an atomic level.
Yes, I'm sure. Now, would you also please analyze this smudge on my kerchief?
Scanning. Holmes! It's the identical substance! Where did you get this?
From the primate lab. You slipped in it, as I recall.
Are you suggesting that Trevor is involved with the break-in?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I have my suspicions, but I would prefer to observe further before any charges are pressed. There is still the mystery of Presbury's behavior and a possible disappearance to solve.
Where is the professor?
It's not like the professor to be so late.
Maybe he came to his senses at the last minute and decided to stand her up.
Have some compassion, Edith. Alice looks so alone up there. Wait! Here he comes now.
He's walking funny. Something's wrong.
Jacob, no!
Hold it! Right there, Professor!
It's all right, Beth. He won't hurt me. Jacob, let me help you.
No! This can't be! Stop! You were supposed to drive her away! Why didn't you scare her off like I ordered you to?
Trevor, what?
I love you, Alice. Everything I've done, it was all for you.
Trevor, stop it!
No, Professor. Let us handle this.
You're nothing but an animal, Pressbury. She loved me first.
Break it up, you two!
The fire made me a monster, so I made you a monster.
Can't get a clear shot.
You took her from me. You and your money.
Beth, don't hurt him.
I have to stun them both at once.
Now she knows you're a monster, and you'll never have her.
No, Beth, no!
He is not the one you want. Trust me.
Oh, Jacob, what has he done to you? Come back to me, please.
The drugs are wearing off. He is turning back into his human form.
Alice, what am I doing on the ground? Am I late for the wedding?
He's all right.
You're both all right.
Trevor Bennett, you're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent.
So it was Jacob at my window after all.
I'm sorry if I frightened you, Alice. I didn't know what I was doing.
Of course, that was Trevor's hope. He stumbled onto the transformation process during your research and hoped that by using it on you, Alice would be driven from your arms into his. Clearly, that was not the case.
Edith, I'm sorry I suspected you.
I'm sorry I suspected you too. And for a lot more. I know now how much you love my father.
Trevor anticipated that any suspicion would fall upon Edith, since she was so vocal in her protests about the wedding.
What led you to suspect Trevor?
The reaction the monkeys had to your squeaking wrist was quite singular, Watson.
Sorry.
When Trevor's wrist made the same noise, I realized that he had been at the crime scene.
And the lubricant I slipped in?
That sealed the case. Trevor had been there. He stole the monkeys and used their DNA to transform the professor.
What happened to the monkeys? Are they okay?
You shall find them all, frightened but unharmed, in the secret room in the cellar.
I don't remember any of that. The transformations, frightening Alice, nothing.
That is because Trevor drugged you with tainted tea. It contained the DNA treatment and, at the same time, made you forgetful, so you could not realize what was happening to you.
I'll bring these to the professor and Alice.
Your unnatural vitality and surges of temper were byproducts of the process.
All of which led me to behave in a frightful manner. Thank you for standing by me through this, Alice.
In sickness and in health, Jacob. What will happen to Trevor? He's not himself, you know.
Yes, he needs help, not incarceration. We don't want him to go to prison.
He'll be undergoing evaluation. Your friend will receive the treatments and counseling he needs to recover from this. In the meantime, isn't there a wedding to attend to?